Another episode of Freaky Flickers. Today we're going to talk about sliders. Sliders are, the gear is almost like a flower type of a gear where it has a spot for your finger to flick this way or this way. It's two different ways you can flick it. And their basic goal is just like they say, they're sliders. So the goal of a slider is to flicking it straight up and down right in between the grooves is to slide. So you see how that slid across the ground there. And as well, you can turn your hand sideways and you can flick it sideways. So you can flick either this way or this way. The reason for these ridges is, I'll show you in a second, that you can actually take your character and if you flick it on one of these ridges, kind of to that way, kind of at a, I guess it would be about somewhere between 12 o'clock there and 3 o'clock, right there on that thing. You see where I'm flicking it right there. You can actually make them spin, okay? And turn. So they're going to actually spin and turn. I want to introduce you to the characters. There's 8 different ones with the slider gear on it. Okay? This is right here Dark Force, Arg, Noodles, Nibbles, Sven, Bull, Crackers, and this is Quack Me Up. So those are the different characters. Now, as you will see, is with Freaky Flickers, is not all Freaky Flickers are exactly the same. Different characters have different characteristics of how the rubber is mounted, how heavy it is. So you have a couple characters here that are for straight-on shooting. You see these two right here are up a little bit higher, how it sets. You have these ones right here, which are more straight-on. More straight on. See, they're pretty much level. And then you have these two, which are for low shots. And it will depend on what type of terrain you're on. See, this is not only a skill-based game, but this is a strategy game. You're going to have to decide which character to use depending on what type of game, even within the sliders. So not all sliders are exactly the same. You're going to get a different reaction because how these are mounted up higher or lower. Since these are kind of at an angle, you can get more angle going down on them to shoot them a little faster, further down. These a little bit more straighter. They might not be as direct as these, okay? And then you've got the low ones that actually you should be able to, by flicking up, is get it to where they're going to go up in the air a little bit, so if you want to get it off the ground. Not really high, but just enough to get it off the ground. Some of the other ways that you can flick these are setting them up like this, okay? And what you want to do is get this side part right here, and you're going to flick it like that. And that's going to give you a little bit of a different reaction than flicking it the other way. Another way that you can use these is basically taking them, and what you're going to do is you're going to take them like this, and you're going, yep, one more time there, and you're going to be able to launch them. So if you're playing maybe one of those games where you're going to try to get it into something, you can basically take it like that, and you're going to go ahead and, one more time we'll try that here. Does not always cooperate, right? And you can get in there. Another way that you can flick these is you can stand them up like this. And again, all the characters you cannot do all this with. Arg is much harder to get him to stand up like this. Dark Force is not. And you're going to take it right there on one of those ridges that are sticking out right there. And you're going to do what's called a pop. So you're going to be able to pop it. And you can pop this thing, if you get it right, up pretty high in the air. It doesn't do it every single time, but you can get it to where it can really pop up in the air. One more time, let's try that and see if we can get a better pop on it. And you guys can try this at home and see how you can do, and maybe even video yourselves, and we can see how good you are at getting these to pop up in the air. So this is another one that you can do that with. So again, you can't do every single thing with all the different characters. So again, these are the sliders. We're going to do another video pretty soon, and when we come, the next one will be on blockers, and we're going to show you how the blockers work. You can see they're a little bit wider. They're used for blocking in a lot of games, but we'll come back and do that one. So again, these are your sliders. There's all 8 of them. We've given you the character's name. So just go out there and have a freaky flicking good time, and we look forward to our next video.